First time. Oh, here we are. We are streaming. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Angie Atkinson, and I'm here with the lovely and talented Lise Colucci. Lise, welcome back.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Um, I know that we've both gone through a few things recently, and Lise is feeling better. Oh, good. I'm not going to hear myself talking. Lise is feeling better. I don't know if I'm not going to spread your business, but anyway.
Oh, it's okay. I just had COVID. So.
COVID.
Yeah. They all know over at the other.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh, she froze. We thought we fixed that. So we're going to talk today about when you have a narcissist in your life, can't get rid of or whatever, and how they treat you when you need their support, when you're sick, when you're in need, when you're sad, when you have something bad happen. So I kind of gave the topic.
Oh, am I back? Okay.
Yeah, you're back. I kind of said the topic, so.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys may or may not be aware, I have a little problem with my internet right now. Keeps popping on and off about every 10 minutes. Hopefully it'll be less than that now. Can you see or hear me now?
Yeah, you're perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So when narcissists, when you need their support, what has your experience been, Lise?
Well, that's when they abandon you. That's when they attack you. That's when, oh my gosh, I have a client who every time something's going on, and if her ex-narcissist who parallel parents with her catches wind of it, even just has a hint that she's got the stress going on, he'll start bombarding her with a million questions that aren't important.
Right.
Just to like flood her and take attention.
Kick you when you're down is what you're talking about.
Kick you when you're down, and and steal the focus because her attention's like on high drive, right? So.
Oh yes.
And he knows that about her, and so he gets all the, Of course, she just ignores him, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that one part, but yeah. Go on.
Oh, sometimes that's when you'll see what you might be, quote, the best of them. Like a narcissistic mother might be the only time she gives attention.
Right.
Because she's living vicariously through you not feeling well, or you being sad,
and
being the one to be there for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they'll turn on you, of course, afterward. And
right. It's ridiculous. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. I've seen. Hey, Christine, thanks for being here. Silent Al, Tracy, thanks you guys. Yes, I have seen. Oh, hey, Bill. I gotta stop that. I gotta stop doing the video.
Hi.
I'm all happy to see you. All right. So, yeah, I've seen the kick you when you're down thing is like a very common one, unfortunately, in my own life. Like, it wouldn't matter if I was sad because someone passed away, or if I was sick, or if I was so overwhelmed that I was like in a pile on the floor crying, which happened back then. It wouldn't matter. There would be like one more thing to pile on top of my stresses, right? It was common. Okay. Also, let's see what else. With going through when you're sick, like, did you mention sick? Because I kind of was reading the chat.
I think so.
Yeah. When you're sick now, when I was a kid and I was sick, it was only good if it was convenient for that person to be there for me that day, but it wasn't always convenient, so that it was bad. So abandonment, yeah, like you mentioned. But sometimes the good egg sandwich thing, or
right, whatever it was, yeah.
The sick day egg sandwich. Yeah. Good to see you, Belle. She just said something. I thought she asked a question, but she didn't. Hey, Jack. It's Oh, I need to fix her. Okay, let's see here. Lise, what other types of situations did you experience where, they let you down, or they shockingly came?
I can remember one time like taking care of them while they had a flu.
Yes.
And trying really hard not to get sick, but taking care of like a normal human does.
Right?
Oh yeah. Taking care of this person. And then of course I get the flu the next like 3 days after they're recovering, and then they took off and went on vacation.
You gotta be kidding me.
And it was a car trip camping. So all of it could have been rescheduled or changed dates or whatever. And they took off while I was and it was a bad one. It was one of those flus where you're like down and you actually need people to bring you tea and water and stuff. Cause you like, I can't. Yeah. So yeah, that's, I'm not laughing. It's not,
right.
It's not funny at all. It's actually really sad and very hurtful to have that.
No doubt. Yeah, it is. And that's the thing. We can sit here and we can kind of I think sometimes humor is very healing, right? So I want to make that a statement.
Oh
But
yeah.
but anytime, hey Kira, new member or old member, actually not old, but you know what I'm talking about? Okay, member.
Member.
My day has been crazy today, you guys. I know some of the people here are aware. My child is in the chat right now. Sorry, there is our one of our new mods. Um, thought sorry would help out. Okay.
Mod.
Hey. Um, yeah. So anywho, everybody, I am totally scattered and I'm so sorry. I have
Okay.
nothing. Um, in general, though, what I have seen with narcissists in anytime you need their support, they are going to make it harder. Another time you need their support, or at least their lack of negativity, would be like holidays or birthdays. So often they make them about themselves, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, and if it's not about themselves, quickly it will become about them. Even funerals, or like other people's weddings, or you know, they have just yeah. Well, here's a good one from Jamie. She said, "Hi Jamie." She says, "In my case, if I have a problem, my mother has always been in the same situation, and hers was always worse."
Of course it was. Oh yes. Oh yes. So it's a lack of validation and a lack of empathy.
Yeah.
Like in order to, even if you have had the same situation, like, you know, I got COVID, whoever's had COVID, and you say,
Yes.
I'm not feeling good. And they don't go, oh, I have, if they say, well, at least you weren't feeling how I felt.
Right.
What the heck? That doesn't help. You
Yeah.
empathize. You empathize. They can't empathize.
They
So
cannot. Yeah.
no.
I had a roommate in college who used to say, "Oh, you think that's bad?"
Oh,
Every time. It drove me crazy.
oh
Like
my
stuff
God.
she didn't even know. Yeah, anyway. Crazy. Yes. Yeah, Jamie, I feel your pain. And that's really hard when it's like your mother and she's one of your close inside people. Like, who are you supposed to ask for?
I like how she worded it, the competition for whose life is worse. It does. It becomes a competition. They see the attention it's getting and then they want it. And so they compete for it.
Crappy.
Sick.
It's true.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, let's see. I just did the thing with the chat that time. Okay. So we have that bloke. Hey, that bloke tour. Just wanted to say, hey, thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Side trip dealt. Wait, what? Okay. Here comes somebody's having I think it's one of those, maybe it's in the air days. We're all just kind of like,
It's an in the air week. Let's just put it that way.
okay.
And it's only Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Maybe we should all take a deep breath together, everybody, right?
Hold it. Exhale.
Okay. I didn't do it. But how's your lungs? Are they good? Oh, I knew it. That happened to me after I had COVID too. All right.
It's all right.
It's okay.
All good.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. That can relate to Jamie's experience for sure. I think a lot of us might be able to on some level.
Oh yeah.
Jamie says, "Thanks for calling mine out." Yes, girl. Okay. Peggy. Hey, Peggy. Peggy says, "Oh, by the way, Lise, jump in anytime. I'm not trying to run it. I just have a problem. I forget that I'm supposed to be. So just jump in." Okay.
Oh no, I'm just trying to read comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start the other end. Okay. Peggy says, "I hadn't even thought about that. Been unwell for about 2 weeks. Can't even make it to the mailbox. Oh my goodness. But we have had to pretend I'm just fine. I'm playing with fire. This too shall pass." Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know the whole story, but I hope that you feel better. I don't know if you're dealing with COVID or something else, but either way, I hope you're feeling or getting, this too shall pass, as you said. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, I think what the hardest part about this is there are expectations to be cared for, especially when we're hurting or sad or in need or financial need, or I mean, they do it with financial needs too. It's when they will pull back on the purse strings, or they will flaunt their vacation in your face when you have, just had a major financial hit, or they whatever it is, they're gonna attack. And it's the emotional part that is so hard. We can get through, like, so what? I dragged myself up. I got myself water. I'm obviously still here, so I made it. Like it passed. The flu passed, whatever. But the emotional part of the abandonment, the lack of somebody having any empathy for you when you're at your lowest, when you're the person who does everything to care for the other person, and those around and their family and their friends and their animals and whatever, then it's that's the hard part, I think.
Right, right. Absolutely. I think you're 100%. And I mean, on the flip side of that, let me just throw this out here. Okay. There is something that happens with, did somebody just knock? Oh, that was
My
Amy's face.
dog.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna
Her
tell
dog's
you.
like, excuse me.
Yeah,
Mom.
she's on the wall and I had to hit the wall. Like, get off the wall.
He's fine.
Anyway, we're all over the place, aren't we?
Oh my gosh, we really are. It's good. All right. I wanted to touch on something though. I just see here in the chat from Kevin. He says, welcome Angie's kid. On the bright, you get to learn about your mom's story of traumatic past. Hold up. I would never have my child in here if my child didn't already know all the things.
Oh yeah. Oh, frozen. No, she froze. Okay, I'm going to move on while she's frozen, and she'll come back when she's back. So, freedom fighter. It is amazing the lack of empathy these narcissists have and what great actors they are and how quickly they flip the switch. In front of others, they are all love and understand.
Ellen, hello, welcome back.
When you're alone with them, it's a whole different thing. Oh, yeah. I just read it while you were, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Yeah, no, just that how they can flip a switch, what great actors they are and how they, oh yeah, and especially when you're down and you can't be your like normal self and you just sit and watch it. Oh, so gross, right?
Yeah.
Now there's like, oh yes, I'm the best of this, I'm taking care of this, of that, and then the second you're alone, they're like, what do you need?
Right.
If they even give you that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think am I frozen? Oh wait.
No, you're fine now. You're good.
Did you miss anything I said?
Yes, I missed everything you said. You said you wouldn't have had your child in here if they didn't already know your story, and then it went blank.
Okay, well, let me just add what I was saying also. I'm very considerate of their emotional needs, and I would never put my kids in a position to be uncomfortable. This was a volunteer deal from a 14-year-old who's above average, okay? Intelligence-wise and otherwise. And I'm not just saying that. There are people in the chat who know this to be true, okay? Yeah. Anyway, at least one. Okay. Thank you, Simrine, for putting in our reminders. I really appreciate that. Oh, wait a minute. Kevin says, Angie, have you heard about the work of Dr. Safer Jean? I have not.
I have, and I'm trying to remember what it is.
I might have actually. Yeah, what
the names in me go like I forget who did what. So,
right,
but the name's familiar. Mm-hmm.
The same. It's not somebody I've deeply studied, but it is somebody that I have it open in. Oh, Gene Safer, sociological. Yep. Okay. I'll look into that one and we'll talk about it soon. All right. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kevin. I know that I heard someone tell me that name recently. It might have been a client. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, Ellen's in the hospital right now. She says I'm in the hospital and no one bothers to even check on me unless they need something.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
Are you in the hospital for COVID? Do we know why? Doesn't matter. You don't have to tell us.
You're okay. Yeah, in recovering. We're checking on you.
Yeah, but now that I know this, I can check on you a little more often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. As long as you stay connected with our Discord, since Ellen's one of our members. Okay. Let's see. Where were we? Do you have a question for us or anything?
No, I'm just scanning here.
Okay. Hey, Jack. I see that you put to Kevin, you replied to Sawyer and Angie. Where is did I miss something? Let me know. Okay. Free Dumb Fighter says, if you want, I can wait. I just was going to go while you were.
Go. Because yeah, right. It's hard to check on my phone.
I feel you. Yeah. Free Dumb Fighter says, it is amazing the lack of empathy these narcissists have and what great actors they are and how quick they can flip the switch.
I did. Yeah, it's the one I read. Yeah.
So we did that one already?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Belle, I love that. Thank you. The deep breath thing. Sassy Mom says, yes, accepting thyself stronger emotionally. Oh, I love that. Okay, here's something I want to talk about. Okay. Okay. With back to this, I'm not trying to talk about my kid this whole time, by the way. Back to the Sawyer thing though. I've been doing YouTube since Sawyer was, I don't know, what year is this, 21? Sawyer was like 6 or 5 or something like that. And I think it's really important to teach our children to recognize toxic people. Mm-hmm. Okay. And also to be strong enough to set their own boundaries. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Sawyer happens to be a badass person. And what I mean is, I feel like on so many levels that kid is stronger than me. and I mean emotionally speaking. Now I don't treat Sawyer that way, but I allow Sawyer to express anything as needed, within reason. I mean, obviously, don't call me horrible names, but
well, you have your own boundaries, but then there's be your own person.
Yes, yes, 100%. So I think that's really important for everyone to note. And again, I couldn't do anything that wouldn't be family friendly on this channel anyway. So, okay.
That's right.
All right. You got one?
No. Wait, is Kira saying my NPD dad actually kicked me out of the car and made me walk home because he thought I embarrassed him in the supermarket checkout.
Oh, really? Okay.
When I was 14 and just moved there that week.
I would never do that to my kid.
Awful.
Yeah, that's something that, yeah.
How do you, sassy mom saying, how do you end cycle safely as a mom for her kids and get bombarded with calls, yet go no contact dangerous?
Well, it depends on what your custody papers say, whether you can go to contact fully or not. But you can certainly get court-approved apps and require that have the court require that you only communicate through those apps, and that way the court can keep an eye on whatever is said or done.
I'm not even sure if the court has to require that. I think we can say where we were allowed to have. I don't know. I would check to make sure, but
yeah, it's different in every.
You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to say, I don't want to do text.
Yes.
You don't have, I can do only email, or I can only do a court-approved app,
Yes.
I don't know that you can force them to buy the app, though, without the court approval.
I think some of them are free. Depends on what state you're in. But I think, have you used the court-approved apps before, Lise?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you have to pay for yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Not expensive, though. It's not a lot. It's a per year annual charge. And it saves things because you put a title, just like an email, and everything. If you title things well, you can always find the thread you're looking for. When you go back to say, wait, didn't they say something in the middle of the crazy that, you can always find it. Whereas through a text, you can't do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. I guess Sawyer is able to tell you that. Yeah. Internet in and out. I don't know if I'm going in or out, so just tell me.
She says it's no custody. It's my kids. He's boyfriend only. So you're asking you're getting bombarded with calls and you want to go no contact. How do you end the cycle?
Okay. I'm confused. Okay. So ending the cycle in the relationship, you have to hold on to that no contact thing. And if he's harassing you, you're allowed to report that, So I don't know if that's Lisa thoughts.
Yeah, you if the person is physically dangerous, you make sure you're protected. You have cameras up. You notify people that this is what's going on, and you have some protection in place for yourself. If you're more worried about like emotional safety, if they're going to bombard and harass, you block. If you report it, I don't know. That's going to be a state-to-state term as well. What is deemed harassment? Right. But figure out what is harassment in your state and report it if it continues.
Yeah. And document either way.
And document either way. Yeah. Just document, screenshot, save it in a folder.
Right. And you can even go down to your phone. I mean, depending on which provider you use for your phone. I know, like at Verizon, you can go and have it blocked where they can't even ring your phone. Like they can't even act. They'll call and it'll say this person, this party is not available, and that's all it'll say. So I'm just saying there are lots of different ways or change your phone number. If you say I've had mine for so long, it's older than my two youngest kids. You know what I mean? So it's like 20 years old, so I don't even want to change it, but you can do that too. That's another possibility. I mean, my phone number.
Report to whom? Getting calls and more. Had cops here twice, and CPS is getting involved, but she has a way to trick the CPS. Exactly. And it can be, especially when you have a female narcissist, this is another person. This is Tony's Coffee House saying, who do we report to? Document. Keep the documentation somewhere all in one place. It's sometimes this is a game of waiting it out until they get bored and walk away. And it's no fun.
That's why Gray Rock is so important.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Don't engage ever. If you are, I don't know if Tony is a male and they said she, so I'm assuming that's a female narcissist. Be very careful. Do not engage because every engagement she will twist to look like you're the one doing something to her. Or she could. So be careful if you see her in public and she approaches you alone, get somewhere where there's other people quickly. So that you have witnesses to show, keep your hands behind your back, keep your your demeanor looking away, trying to get away from her.
Right.
Don't engage. And if she's calling and talking to you, just hang up.
Yeah.
If she knocks on your door, don't answer. She doesn't leave, you call the police.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of those things that feels almost uncomfortable, especially if you're, it's a co-parent. But you have to do what you have to do, and you are, especially if you have orders, custody orders or whatever.
Yeah, just be careful. What do we got here? Angie froze. I'm just sitting here like waiting for her to talk, guys. Okay. Anything else today? What else? Let's see. Thank you, Jack. He linked a video.
Am I back?
You're back. Thankfully. I couldn't find anything. I was like, oh no.
I mean, this is really bad. This is like every 5-10 minutes.
It's like you got the hiccups.
It's driving me crazy. It's all day, and I'm in meetings online today too. All of them. Oh my gosh, so bad. Okay. All right, here we go. Peggy, are you with me, Lise?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm so scared.
I'm quiet. Yeah, don't be scared.
Okay. Okay. All right. Peggy says, at least I'm lucky. I live alone, so no one knows, and I don't have anywhere to go. And I don't have to go anywhere, so I cannot go out, and no one notices. Now this worries me because this tells me I think you're talking about being sick. I think you have to be careful with yourself, Peggy. Don't risk your health. Just be careful. I know it's hard because I don't want to go anywhere either. In fact, I think the other day I don't think I've left the house in 2 weeks. But at the same, I mean, not that whatever. But the point is, I work from home. To be fair.
Exactly. I know I've done that. I'm like, wait, I haven't left the house in a week either. Oh.
Yeah, I should probably go do something.
Yeah, we work here. We don't. Yeah, we don't.
Groceries are delivered to the front door. Like what? Where am I gonna go?
Well, I quarantined. I did the whole quarantine thing, so it's weird, right? I'm like.
Fair enough. Yeah. I have no excuse.
Today I'm free.
You're free today, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yay. Okay. So, yes. Thank you, Chris. Chris knows it to be true about Sawyer. What I missed earlier. Okay. Peggy, I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope that you're not isolating in a dangerous way or anything. Big hugs. Okay.
Hi, Redheaded Riding Hood. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello.
Hello. All right, let's see.
Oh, thank you, Ellen. That was me fumbling. So Angie's frozen.
Next time I go frozen, you should sing a song or something, okay? Okay. You guys don't know this, but Lisa's actually an amazing singer. FYI.
Oh.
Okay. She's trying to pretend like she's not. Y'all have seen the guitars behind her in the other room, right? Just saying.
Right.
Okay.
I don't play them, but
You got a little rosy cheeks there.
I can color.
Okay. See, we're having a little disjointed stream today, and we're fine with that.
Are.
Right?
It's all right.
Indeed. All right, let's see here. Freedom fighter. Okay, wait. Ellen says, thank you, I'm a fighter, but sometimes we just want our family to care. I feel. And actually, that's a tough one, right? Am I still here? Should I leave again?
You're here.
Okay. I get that wanting the family to care thing too. But I think that in general, I think it's a matter of understanding that it's okay if they don't, and it's not your fault if they don't, because that has been really hard for me. And so what I do is I turn around and I look at my own experiences in childhood and my experiences as an adult. I try to do just a little better for my kids. I hope they'll do a little better for their kids and so on and so forth. Then we have broken the cycle, Anyway, on the same note, and I hope I'm not reading something you've already read, but from Freedom Fighter, when you're no longer, it says to Jack, yes, and when you're no longer drawing the attention that they I think give them the attention. Oh, they look for new supply attention. Yeah, so this is actually very interesting, Freedom Fighter, because they certainly do like to switch up the supply at moments where,
Oh yeah.
like, let's say you were a beauty queen and then your face got ripped off somehow or whatever. That's a really horrible thing. But I'm just saying, or you looked less amazing than you used to look, or you have whatever. Yeah, they'll certainly always be looking for new supply. But that even when they're with a good supply or a satisfactory supply, they'll always be looking for new supply. And that's one of the ways you can spot them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
They're always on the hunt for more and better and newer. Not better, just different. Just
they
different.
don't even right.
You don't even need better. It doesn't even have to be
No.
for something happening to you or you not giving. You could be amazing. You probably are amazing, you know?
I mean, really, let's be honest. Yeah.
And they're still going to do that. It's just what
Right.
they do. They just, yeah, they want all the flavors. Did I tell you when I was on dating apps, I used it as a way to observe what's out there on dating apps for other survivors and myself, but also for other people. Because I'm like, I don't know what I believe what people are talking about, but I got to see this. So there's this one person, I knew he was a narcissist. I knew it. So I'm like, yeah, let's meet. I have some questions.
Did you ask him?
I did. I said, why do you, he was like, I'm in an open relationship with my wife. And I'm like, are you really? Tell me about that. How's that?
Can I have her phone number, please?
Yeah. Does she know you're here? Oh, no, not tonight. Blah, blah, blah. Because we're just talking. There's nothing wrong with me sitting. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with you sitting in a bar talking to a woman. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Whatever. And I said, okay, tell me, what is it? Is it legitimately just cheating on purpose for you? Because you could tell this guy, this isn't ethically anything. This guy was obviously narcissistic. And he said, you know that phrase, you want your cake and you want to eat it too? He goes, I just want everybody's cake.
No.
He goes, because some is strawberry, some's chocolate, some's vanilla, some has sprinkles, some has glaze, I said, so you just want all the flavors.
I'm going to give him one of those, what is that flavor?
Gross. Yeah, right? I was like, okay, bye. Like, that's...
What's that one? Yeah, the poison one. That's the flavor.
Yeah, but you see, he didn't care. It wasn't because something was wrong with his supply, who was his wife. It wasn't because of that, or his, whatever. It was that they just want all of it.
Yeah.
And they don't. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's not always even sex. Sometimes it is.
No, it's attention. It's anything. Yeah,
right.
That's just one example with a really obvious example.
Yeah.
Another one, she asked him, how don't you know how much I love you? And he goes, don't you know they all love me? In other words, all of the women that he cheats with.
I would not.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay. I'm here. Yeah. Never compete. Right?
No, it's not. No, it's not even about you. It's about their sick need for more and more supply.
Yeah. And if they ever, a narcissist's dream would be to have 5 or 6 people competing over their attention. I mean, don't be one of them.
Please. Yeah, absolutely. That's their, yeah.
Or more,
Or more. Many as it gets. They're gross. Yeah.
Yeah. They probably will have some kind of, I'll stop. Okay. You have another one for us, please?
Let's see.
Or more information from that one narcissist?
Well, let's see. I had another one on that same journey. There was another one who was less of the sexual predator, more of the emotional vampire. And we were sitting talking, and I saw something cool, like a butterfly or something, and I was looking at it, and he said, wow, your face when you noticed that thing, whatever it was. I said, what? He goes, what is that? And I said, interest? He's like, no, it was almost like for that moment you were feeling what that butterfly felt.
Oh,
said, empathy? And he said something like, yeah, that. He goes, do you feel that for people? I said, well, a little bit more for people than I would a butterfly, but it's a little different. And I'm like, I said, what, you don't? And he goes, I want that. How do I get it? I said, why do you want it? He goes, because I bet it feels good. I'm like, oh, supply, man. You just want it for
Oh,
supply. Gross. So there's another one. Yeah. Yeah.
that is, yeah. Oh, I had a narcissist tell me one time that that when they left, first of all, they like to argue. And whenever when they would start to lose the argument, they would shift and intentionally go after the other person's most painful spots
Oh, yeah.
to
Oh,
throw them off.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I was like,
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
and then this person said, well, doesn't everybody do that? And I said, no. What are you talking about?
No, no, no. Yeah, they're, oh,
No way.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Okay. Sassy mom saying, what do you do if X makes lies about you if you have to call the cops and then they can turn on you too because of the lies, I'm assuming.
That's a really, wait, say it again. I got distracted.
What do you do if your ex makes lies about you if you have to call the cops and then the cops turn on you too?
Oh man. Okay. We see this actually. We see this. And what the best thing to do is stay calm. And what is the symbol that you're supposed to do if you're in a physically dangerous situation?
I don't know. Yeah.
There are different things. I've seen people have dots on their hands. What else? Anything? And I don't know if this is anything, but I've seen people do this.
Look it up. Look up the symbol because the cops should know how to read that. Oh, she froze. No, because she had something to say here. Yeah, I would say don't get hysterical, stay calm. Don't get angry and yelling. Keep your emotional response as calm as you can. Obviously, you're going to show fear and frustration, but try not to engage if the cops aren't believing you, if the police aren't believing you, or you feel like they're not believing you. Don't engage with that right away. There you are. Okay.
This is frustrating.
I was saying to stay emotionally calm, especially in front of anyone like the police or anybody.
Yes.
Obviously, being upset is natural and they're going to understand that. But if you start arguing or defending yourself too much, it can look like the kind of domestic dispute that the police don't get involved in.
Right. My suggestion to you also, in addition to everything Lee said, which is absolutely on point, keep your eyes downcast and try not to look at the narcissist. And the narcissist is going to try to, obviously, the worst part is if they are the police, right? Like if I have had a client, which I will not name any areas, but she lived somewhere in the United States and her ex was a police officer and had the wool pull. There was nothing. She basically was a prisoner in his old former home and her current home, and she couldn't leave until her kid was 18 because of, and I've heard worse. So I would ask you, if as long as the person isn't the police, if they are the police, then you might want to think about moving. I don't know if that's possible, but it's so hard. I wish I could say better things about that. Do you know the person's situation, Lise?
No, I don't. No, I'm just, yeah, that's what I would say. It is hard. It's hard to, again, it's not something that usually is handled like in one incident. It's sort of, you slowly build the case.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ugly thing, but you can do it.
And it's really hard to, yeah.
Especially if you live in a really small town, it's bad. But now, see, here's another thing to think about really quickly, and I'm not going to talk about the Deb Heard thing, but if you are a female dealing with a male narcissist, it can still happen, but it's worse in this case for men sometimes. Although I've seen it where women have been arrested for something that they, after having been the victim, but most often what you see is the man being arrested when the woman was the aggressor. And so I hope that things like that Johnny Depp case and other things, right, will help with bringing forward, because it's hard for a guy in our society to go, she just hit me in the face, or she did this or that, you know what I mean? So he might not say much of anything, or he might, try to protect himself some other way. And it just never goes well.
Even putting your hands up to protect yourself can look like a blow or can be twisted into it being a blow.
Right.
And it's so hard. Yeah. And another thing was I going to say that I know someone who wears a cam when she does any in exchange. She turns on the cam and she says body cam on when she walks up. She has,
Right.
I mean, I'm laughing, but it was just so clever.
Right. It is
Right.
funny, but
And
yeah.
then she has a dash cam as well
Good
for
for
that
her.
purpose. And it picks up all the screaming and yelling. It's not a court admissible because obviously it's well, some of it is, but some of it isn't, and it really depends on the state. But it's more just to slow it down.
Yeah.
And all he screams is turn off that stupid camera, is turn off that so it cuts the insults down to something manageable.
Indeed. Yeah. That's wow. Anything, if you can be that bold, then, by all means. I think that in my own past, that wouldn't have gone over very well.
Yeah, it really depends on the narcissist you're dealing
Right.
with. Yeah, you don't want to do
Right.
that if they're dangerous. This is a verbally harassing kind of whiner type.
Yeah. Right. And those types are, I think, the more common types. Typically, they have a big bark but no bite kind of thing. But they still make your head messed up, and they still make your life terrible. So, because okay, going on and on with all that, we could, but we won't. I have no idea how long we've been streaming because my thing is
about a half hour. Yeah.
Okay. Are you getting close to?
Yeah, I'm getting close to needing to go soon.
Alrighty. So, everybody, we're going to probably wrap up for the moment. I do want to say this one thing. I saw you guys were chatting about lupus, and I know that's a very difficult thing to deal with. I know a lot of the autoimmune, I don't want to say conditions. We see that those conditions, including, I know lupus might be, I can't remember if it's hereditary or not, but for whatever reason,
I believe it's autoimmune as well.
That's what I thought. Okay. We see a lot more survivors. If you look at the survivor population, and what was the other one, Lisa, that I was talking about? We were talking, I think it's one that, fibromyalgia. Yeah. And I'll let you, but anyway, I've noticed years ago that in our population of survivors, there are much higher autoimmune incidences than the general population. And I think there's something to it, but I try to be careful about talking about it, because when I did talk about it one time, and I even brought experts on to talk about it, but several fibromyalgia people who had it said, don't do that. It's hurting our case, because they hear that it's caused by narcissistic abuse.
It's all in your head then. Yeah.
But it's
but
not.
Here's the thing. High levels of cortisol do increase brain inflammation, that we know.
Yeah.
Minute brain inflammation does increase the autoimmune sensitivities your body may have, which could trigger.
Yep.
I'm no doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just like from my own personal observation, getting that inflammation down helps with those things. And it is never going to go down if you're under constant stress from your cortisol being so high. So.
Right. That's right. And it's an ongoing.
It's an ongoing thing, but we do see it, whatever the reason is. We can't say, we don't know, but, or we can say from our own experience, but not from medical. We can't give medical advice, but we do see it. We do see these things a lot within the community. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
And we also see people feeling better when they're not around the narcissist. So what's that?
Ding, ding. Yes.
Yeah.
Ellen agrees, by the way. She said she has 3 different autoimmunes going. And I'm going to tell you something. It's legit. I know it is, but I don't want to do anything to be against. Wait a minute. I just saw one thing.
No.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay.
No, it's legitimate and it's physiological, not just in your head. If by in your head you mean in the minute swelling and stuff in your brain, then sure.
Yeah.
But that's physiological. That's not psychosomatic.
Yes. Well, and John says, narcissists will make you sick. It's true. Wait a minute. Kevin, I'm going to answer this one last question, then we're going to wrap up. I promise. Can you?
That's okay. Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Kevin says, do you think that the fact that you are empaths make you more effective parents? I would say 100%. I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm far from it, but I would say, because in fact, it probably makes me too nice sometimes. But I was very, very, growing up, I just had my own trauma. And so I try to avoid that. But then, inevitably there's something else, so everybody has their own kind of childhood experience. I think Sawyer's still here, Sawyer might agree that it's not, life isn't too terrible. I mean, I think I'm a better parent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to overstate myself, but I think I'm a
No.
decent parent, and I
I'm
do
sure you're
definitely
awesome. Yeah.
very much connect with my kids, and I know you are too, Lise. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Make us
Anything?
more effective parents. I
Sometimes
think
less
it can
effective than
help and
right.
it can hinder. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think it
Yeah.
makes us more attuned parents, and it makes us
Yes.
more for me, it makes me more of an objective parent, which
Me
sounds
too.
weird, but it makes it so that I'm able to allow that child to be who they are. And sometimes that may not look like the most touchy-feely, squishy thing
Right.
because I'm keeping myself distanced to allow them, because even though I don't want to, from a certain situation, not from the child, but like
Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not engaging in the way like a narcissistic parent in the same situation might flood their child with love bombing
Hmm.
if it's their golden child. Where
Right.
I might sit back and say, "Great job." And not flood the child with love bombing. Not that I don't think, "Wow, that's amazing," or if it's warranted, of course, but I'm not
Right.
going to love bomb for every little thing
Right.
because I don't need the attention coming back at me. So sometimes it makes it a lonelier experience as a parent because you're not pulling the child's attention. It's
Right.
interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Empathy and parenting is an interesting thing.
It genuinely is. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it can make me more objective and more um,
Yes.
hopefully balanced.
Yes.
That's
Oh, let's see here.
yeah.
I got. Sorry. Did you?
No, go.
Okay. I saw this one from. Wait a minute. Sawyer popped in and said something. Let me see. I'm still here. Sorry for not talking a whole bunch. Okay. This is technically the first live stream I've attended. That's the truth. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Thanks, Sawyer, for being here too. All right. I'm sorry, Lisa. Didn't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
it's okay.
okay. Yeah, I agree with. I think we're probably on similar pages with our kids. I think the worst thing that
Oh, and she froze. The worst that she's something. We'll find out when Angie returns with what it was. We don't know. Let me see if there's anything else. Let's see. We're talking about autoimmune stuff in here. Anything else? I made it let them get away with too. It made me let them get away with too much, but I suppose that was my codependency. There's a good point. Redheaded Riding Hood says, and I think she's talking about parenting with empathy. It made me let them get away with too much, but I suppose that was my codependency. But I put up with disrespect, which was bad. And that can be a confusing place. And I think that's what I was trying to describe, the difference between allowing my codependency to be the parent and my empathy to be the parent. And if we can like curb the codependency, then we have boundaries as well. So I think it does give you clearer boundaries when you have empathy because you need yours
yes,
and they need theirs, and you need to be like individual humans, let them individuate, and at the same time be their cheerleader and be there for them. Right? So yeah.
yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you were
Okay.
saying the worst thing and then you disappeared.
Yeah, well, that's really what it is. Exactly that. And so that worked out well. But also, I would say this: there's a difference between empath and codependent.
Mm-hmm.
I did a video on it once.
Big difference. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's wrap up before I die again. Please, as always, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And everybody, to our mods club, we have Simran, Jack, Chris, Sawyer, everybody, thank you for being here. Members Kira and Ellen are both here today. Thank you guys. And thank you to all of you. We love you, and we will see you in a week. And let us know if you have suggestions or ideas for our next stream. I'm starting to think maybe we should talk about the autoimmune stuff, but
Autoimmune stuff or codependency
versus empathy. Yeah.
Empathy?
Yeah. So, what did you say?
I said codependency versus empathy.
Empathy? Yes. Jack, put those on the list for us, please. And anybody else's suggestions will also be great. I think I'm still here. Am I still here?
You're still here. And then come on over to my channel, more live streams throughout the week.
Yeah.
Got a couple fun topics I'm brewing right now. And
there you go.
We'll be there.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. I think I'm going to try a really quick, what's it called? TikTok stream in 10 minutes. So come talk to me over there if you're on TikTok. At Coach Angie Atkinson. All right.
What is it? It's Coach
Angie Atkinson.
Okay.
Yeah. All one word.
All one word.
Yeah. And we'll see you over there. Thanks, Lisa, again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right. See you then. All right.